Okay, now I'm ringing you, Graeme Kenna, the city solicitor.
This is the voicemail of Graeme Kenna from the Legal Department for Adult Services in Bradford Council. Please leave a message and I will get back to you.
After you've finished your message, just hang up. Or to hear more options, please press 1.
Oh, yes. Hello, Mr. Kenna. It's Mr. Hussain here, once again, leaving yourself a daily voice message, asking you to engage with me so I may get some clarity of understanding of what's happening presently with my brother, and also previously with the actions that you've taken in my mother's case, especially considering the theft that's taken place at the property, regarding your own personal belongings, regarding the money that you've taken from my bedroom. And there are various outstanding issues, and I think, like an ostrich, you, the local authority, are simply burying your head in the sand and refusing to engage with me to provide me with any clarity of understanding or looking to resolve any single thing. What you are instead doing are looking to create further complexities and confusions and continuing to railroad an agenda that's only totally in your best interest, and doing smash and grabs and acting unlawfully and illegally to the detriment of me and my family, which you have clearly a duty of care to. Now, it's been Mr. Kenna, it's now been 73 days 73 days since the 3rd of August 2023 that you have unlawfully kidnapped my brother, and with the assistance of the police, and then instructed the police like you have instructed many other organizations. I know how you work, Mr. Kenna, the local authority, how the local authority works. They basically tell other people or organizations not to engage with me any further, just like you're refusing to engage with me any further, telling them, oh, do you know he records his calls, he may publicize them. We are directing you not to take any of his calls, just like you're refusing to engage with me in telephone calls. Well, what right do you have to give instructions to other people? And this is the clear pattern of behavior that's reoccurring, isn't it? Because this is what you were doing in my mother's case. You had railroaded me and forced me out of the city, taken charge of my mother's care for the last 334 days of her life, would not let me or my sister or my brother see our own mother, eventually killed her off, murdered her directly, but then in the background you left me with no choice but to get a solicitor. So I got a solicitor, Burke Niazi Solicitors, Michael Barrett of Burke Niazi Solicitors in London of all places, and you still managed to buy off and privately commission of his services, didn't you? You deliberately got me to get a solicitor. I knew that you were going to buy off the solicitor, so I thought in my naivety that if I get a solicitor from outside of the jurisdiction, namely from London, that may guard or safeguard me against your tyranny of looking to buy off the solicitors. But it became quite evident to me earlier on while engaging with Mr. Barrett that no, he's not working in my interest. He's just utilizing me as a legal aid mule in order to get him his money, so he can then obviously have a quid pro quo relationship with you, the local authority. And Mr. Kenna, you must personally be fully aware of this, because you were trying to coach me to say, well, you got a solicitor now, go through your solicitor, we only want to engage with you through your solicitor, therefore negating my right to record you or record my own personal involvement. And then when the proverbial shit would have hit the fan, as it did in this case, you would have then bought off the legal aid ombudsman to negate my complaints. That's exactly what happened, isn't it, Mr. Kenna? You had bought off my solicitor, Michael Barrett of Burke Niazi Solicitors, and then he was in July and August 2021 at a pivotal point when you had instructed my mother's GP, Dr. Rifakat, to go to the CCG at the time to put an application to get my mother forcibly vaccinated. My own solicitor would refuse to speak to me on the telephone, alright, would only engage with me by email in writing. And this is a pattern of behavior that's consistent, isn't it? You keep on telling them that, oh, get him to write things in because we don't like him recording things. Well, it's not, again, clearly it's not illegal, is it? Because you would have then issued your partners in the West Yorkshire Police to have me arrested for recording you without your permission and violating your human rights. No, Mr. Kenna. This is not a violation of your human rights. It's a violation of my human rights. While you're looking to exploit my labor, while you're looking to exploit my relationships for your personal financial benefit and advantage. Now, look what's happened here. You did not let me see my mother for the last 334 days of her life. She died, and how truly monstrous is this that Talib did not even get to see his own mother for such a long period of time. Mr. Kenna, it's going to be very, very difficult for you as a local authority to continue this facade that I'm the villainous guy, I'm the evil guy. Why? Because I'm a Muslim? Why? Because I'm Pakistani or of Pakistani origin? This is pure racism, and it's always been about racism, hasn't it? You, the local authority, are a bunch of racists, xenophobic, Islamophobic racists, and you can't stand the fact that I'm talking back to you, and therefore you, in your collusion with your judges and a senior authority, are looking to target and victimize me and my family. Hence why this abduction of my brother. You've abducted my brother for the last 73 days. Whom do I go to ask for why you are holding him like this? I can't go to the police because the police are in on it. They're simply telling me they're taking instructions from you. They're your partners. You're their paymaster. They do as you tell them to do. Hence why you instructed them to come down and arrest me. They did that. They then facilitated abducting my brother into your care. He's been in your care now for 73 days. You have no idea what you're doing in my brother's care provisions. You had over £120,000 that you've stolen from his DWP benefit money. We've clearly highlighted to you previously, yesterday I believe, that the any kind of authority you have is all unlawful and illegal. I was my brother's appointee, DWP appointee. I never relinquished that. If you've then coached my brother Adalat and Afari's brother Adalat and colluded with the DWP to get him the appointeeship, then subsequently got the appointeeship of the Adalat by forcing my brother Talib to sign over something under duress, then this is quite clearly a fraudulent instrument of his appointeeship. But more importantly, the deputyship order to take care of his finances is also a clear fraudulent instrument, isn't it? You had instructed Adalat to achieve all this. So you've done all this fraud, and now subsequently I'm receiving letters of council tax repossession. So subsequently we've come in here, we're not entitled to pay any council tax. We don't even have a tenancy in this property. You've instructed the housing association to kick us out of the property, but in the meantime you're charging us council tax for what? This is quite clearly a means of a harassment and abusive process, isn't it? You've not spoken to me. You've just unilaterally one day decided earlier on in this year 2023 that you're going to give us a council tax liability, and then you've got my brother's money to use my brother's unlawful ill-gotten gains.
You're approaching the maximum allowed time for recording a message. If you wish to record further, please choose the append option from the menu. If you've finished recording, just hang up. If you don't carry on recording or hang up, your message will be deleted. To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message, please record the rest of your message after the tone. When you've finished recording, press the hash key.
As I was saying, Mr. Kenna, it's all been fraudulent on your part, hasn't it? You're utilizing my brother's ill-gotten gains that you got to pay yourself the council tax. You're going to use my brother's money that you've unlawfully taken from me through buying off the judges and the judiciary to pay for his care that you're going to provide him with. Is that not a conflict of interest? This is all clearly a conflict of interest. This whole case, it stinks of conflicts of interest, where what you want to do is you want to separate me and my brother so you can isolate us both. Then you can kidnap him, endanger my life, endanger his life, and therefore you can get an upper hand. And in the meantime, you're sending removal proceeding notices that you're going to take all our property away from us. How much property have you taken from us? Are you not full up yet?
You've reached the maximum time available for recording your message. To listen to your message, press 1. To re-record your message sent. Goodbye.
So yeah, I mean, as I was saying, and I got cut off, they not taken enough from us. They've taken everything, all my money. They've taken over £750,000 from us. All my family's, all my father's life savings, all my mother's life savings, all my brother Talib's life savings, my sister's savings, my own savings. They've just taken it all, just plundered from us. Taken everything in order to win. This is how these lying, cheating scumbags are. They want to win at all costs, and in order for them to achieve this, there is no level of debauchery and depravity that they're not willing to stoop to. They will murder you. They will torture you, they will harass you, they will intimidate you, they will lie, cheat, and manipulate. If they have to, they'll buy off the judges, they'll buy off the judiciary, they'll buy off the senior judiciary, they'll buy off anybody they want, because this is how this system works. They use public money, your taxpayer money, everybody's taxpayer money, in order to facilitate their fraud and corruption, their lies and deception. We the public are paying for their deception. The reason that they're targeting me is specifically because for 5 years they were paying me money indirectly under the table to hush as long as I don't take a legal action against them regarding the fact that they threw my brother off a 3-story building, my brother Nazim, and made him quadriplegic. And in order to have some sort of understanding between us, they were paying us money under the table, the direct payments, and then through their own incompetences they were failing to audit that for over 5 years. That's a clear scandal on their part. And when I look to expose them by going to my own MP, who is a Bradford councillor, David Ward, they all then closed ranks and targeted me and vilified me and made me the easy scapegoat for their own incompetence and failures. And this is like a recurring theme in it. They are so arrogant and full of hubris and pride and malevolent and deceptive that when they fail and their failures, they don't want to take responsibility for their failures. What they want to do is they want to export out their failures onto the innocent victims, such as myself or my family, so then making us the easy scapegoat and laying blame upon us, when the reality is that these are their failures. The local authority are above the law, they can do as they please, and they've got incompetent, moronic, stupid, mentally retarded people that work there, such as social workers. But it's not just the social workers, it goes all the way to the top there. They have nobody of true intellect or true understanding or true leadership. All they've got is just morons, fellatiating each other's egos that they're doing something proper, when the reality of what we're faced with, the people are suffering, and as a consequence all they give you is a worded rhetoric that no, we are doing things properly, we're now going to change. All words, all lies, all deceptions. This is how they operate. And what they do is they try to lay the blame on external factors, not themselves. It's never the council's fault. The local authority are given public funds, not just through the council taxes that they raise, which they're now looking to target me and weaponizing in order to target me. They can raise council taxes because they provide a public service, such as collecting bins, rat catching, which they fail to do, and maintaining guards and roads and so on and so forth. Now, there's nothing wrong with raising council tax in order to meet those first services. They also get money from central government as well. But what they then do is they use that money inefficiently. Quite clearly in my case, which I was trying to highlight, for 5 years they've not been auditing the money. They can't even take care of money, which is easily manageable, because you have qualified people that are accountants and money managers and hedge fund managers that are good with money, that can manage the money well. They can't even do that properly. It's just one chaotic abyss, and all they can do is resort to tyranny and threats and intimidation against. And who are they going to do that against? Are they going to do it against the hard-ass people? They're scared of the criminals. In fact, not only are they scared of criminals or don't want to be pursuing criminals, they're in awe and admiration for criminals. They want to learn of criminals because they are themselves criminals themselves. So they have a great deal of respect for the sophisticated criminal. And so they won't go after the criminals because they know the criminals have money in order to protect themselves, in order to get the best lawyers and get the best barristers and pay off and get off from being persecuted by the authorities. So they have a great deal of internal admiration for the criminal class, because they are themselves the criminal class, and they admire the criminal class for their efficiency in exploiting the system, which the local authority are there to maintain. But the local authority themselves are criminals, and they put in back doors and channels that they can exploit for their own benefit. So that's how the council normally works, is that they have an admiration for the criminals because they are themselves criminals, number one. And number two is that it's really difficult to get a criminal, because when a criminal does a crime, he knows what the consequences are, and he therefore creates an alibi, and therefore it's far more difficult to prosecute somebody who has a ironclad alibi which they have pre-engineered. However, what they instead try to do is they try to take advantage of the weak and vulnerable in society. So that's what a bully does, isn't it? That's like a local authority as bullies. That's what they want to do. They want to bully and intimidate you because they're all powerful, and they need you to be in fear of them. The reason that they're so voraciously targeting me is because I'm not fearful of them, Mama. I'm just telling them, you're a bunch of morons. You're a bunch of idiots. All right, you can't do your jobs properly. What laws are you following? And in response to this, what they're saying, well, we are following the laws of tyranny and dominance and gangstership, and so therefore we'll just come and do a smash and grab and take your brother and hold him hostage, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's the reality. That's the only law that they follow, and that's I want them to say that. I want them to openly declare that, because then we can get rid of this facade that they are the local authority. They are, by their very definitions, abiding by the laws that they've created in order to safeguard communities and in order for them to achieve their objectives. This is what they outwardly project. And I want to show them that there's a certain level of hypocrisy between what you're outwardly expressing and writing and showing the world and what your true nature is, what your true motives are. And your true motives and your true nature are dark and twisted and malevolent and not at all benevolent that you would convey to the world. That's all I'm trying to say. The emperor has no clothes and you're full of lies. You've kidnapped my brother. You do have no legal framework in place. You're then looking to exploit me further through weaponizing the council tax, which we're not even should be paying, because we don't even have a tenancy here. But they can twist and change the laws. It's all their laws. It's all their judges that they buy off, and it's their own police and their own court system. This all themselves. They're all part of the same narrative. They're all here to simply exploit the people and give them some spiel that they're acting in their best interest in order to justify their own existence, in order to justify their own paychecks. These people at the council, they're working from home, they're on holiday, they're working from abroad, they're taking public money, they're proper lapping up the system, while the people suffer. They protect themselves through the legal system, they protect themselves through the judicial system, they protect themselves through the financial system. They keep themselves protected and safe and secure while looking to expose everybody else to serious risk. My brother's now going to die. He's going to be murdered by these people, and there's nothing I can do about it because they're all powerful and I'm just on my own. They're going to murder my brother. It's been 73 days that I have no idea where he is. I have no idea what they're doing to him, and my brother has certain inalienable human rights. I have certain inalienable human rights, which they're all disregarding, disrespecting, and looking to disregard so they can continue to this fraud and deception. It's all diabolically despicable of them, but there's no